Hey, this is Matt Cox, and I wanted to do a video because, sorry, it's a spoon. I wanted to do a video because, I typically put out a video on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but the problem is the apartment complex that I moved into, I'm gonna speak up because I don't know, I'm not using a mic, so I don't know if you can even hear me. I'm assuming the camera's gonna hear me. It's done okay in the past. And this is my cell phone, because I have all my camera equipment set up in the other room. Whatever, the point is that the apartment complex that I moved into, because it's a new apartment complex, they're pressure washing everything, because they have like pieces of concrete or stain or paint or something on the, like on the asphalt and the concrete sidewalks and stuff. So they're going around, they're outside right now, pressure washing the sidewalks and stuff right in front of my building. So you can definitely hear that. I mean, right, they just stopped, but they're gonna start again in a minute. So I wanted to do this video and do a video and put something up on, today's Tuesday. Like I need to put up something. And oh man, I had a couple videos planned too. Like one of the videos I was gonna talk about, I was basically gonna explain one of my credit card frauds that I had done on the street before I was incarcerated, before I went to prison, and kind of break it down and go through like the motions. I just got like something from Twitter. Hold on. Okay, fixed it. But anyway, it's just there's no way I'm gonna set everything up and start doing this whole thing, and these guys are pressure washing, then they stop, then they pressure wash, then they stop. And the problem is that I have a Zoom podcast that I'm supposed to be doing later. So it's like I have a very little window of opportunity to actually do a video. So I came in my kitchen and I got like a wall and stuff in the way, and it probably will shield the noise. So the other thing I was gonna do was I had done a video on CPNs, and the funny thing, I got a couple of guys in the comment section that are like, "You're hating on Bandman? Bandman TiVo or V?" Anyway, some guy who does videos on CPNs where he basically says they're perfectly legal. And then I had a bunch of other guys that are like, you gotta check, bro, you gotta check the, I'm drinking coffee, by the way. Bro, you don't know what you're talking about. You gotta check, the FBI said they're totally legit. Like you can have CPNs but yeah, they're not. So I was like, and then one of the guys made a comment, and I shouldn't listen to this is all these notices I got. So then I had another guy that was like, said, he didn't even offer any proof, like he didn't know what he's talking about. And listen, bro, I didn't do 12 and a half years for bank fraud, wire fraud, money laundering, conspiracy to commit fraud, passport fraud, aggravated identity theft, because I don't know anything about fraud. All right, so that's insane that you would even think that. So good, like coffee is like so good. Like life is so good. People don't even appreciate life out here. I hear people griping about everything, and it's like things are so good out here. Did you hear that hum? My refrigerator just came on, and there's probably an echo. And I have got baffles, and I got foam, and I got carpet, and I don't know what to do about the echo. I got people sending me emails saying, "I'll buy you a mic." Anyway, so what I did with the CPN thing is I printed out some stuff, and I could put the links. I'll put the links in the description. See, I'm staring at myself. I need to be looking at the camera. Camera's over here. I think the camera, there it is. That's definitely the camera. I'll put a couple of these links in the description. And here's what when I talk about CPNs, and you can watch the CPN video and look. A lot of these guys, a lot of the articles will call them like, hey, they were using an alternative social security number known as one of the things they also call them, another thing they call them is consumer. I got this thing, got another notification. They also call them consumer profile numbers or consumer privacy numbers. So, but whatever, credit privacy numbers or one of the acronyms. Well, I guess the acronym is actually CPN. Anyway, it's one of the things that they go by different names. They go by different names because they're not issued by the government because they are illegal. They're just some guy who's coming up with a social security number that's never been issued. And so there are articles that actually explain, look, He used a fake social security number. The fake social security number is a CPN. Okay? There's no legitimate government body issuing CPNs. And these guys are saying, oh no, he's talking about, listen, let me explain something. Okay, so let's say I'm wrong. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, okay? But you know what? The Inspector General isn't wrong. And I have an article here which I pulled off, which I will report on fraud. Okay, I have this article here, which I will put in the link. So you know who else isn't wrong? The United States Attorney's Attorney's Office for the Western District of Oklahoma, where a guy received 18 months in prison for using credit profile numbers. Credit profile numbers. Well, why did they give him that? If they're legal, okay. So they're not legal. You don't know what you're talking about. So I'll put this article in here, and he got 18 months, and it breaks the whole thing down, where they say, look, he was using, I think, did I highlight this one? Is this the same one I highlighted? So they actually explain in it that, look, if you're using a CPN where your social security number is supposed to go, you're committing fraud. And so they explain that very clearly. All right, so this is one from Oklahoma. I have another one which is from the Northern District of Georgia, which was where I was indicted out of. And this one is identity theft sentence for using a new form of fraud, synthetic identities. And then it goes down to explain, like, hey, this is what they're doing, and I'll put this, and this is a press release from the United States government. This is the United States Attorney's Office in the Northern District. So here's specifically what they say. Consumer profile numbers, or CPNs. A CPN is a 9-digit social security number that some credit repair agencies claim can be issued as a replacement for a social security number in credit and loan applications. Yeah, okay. Falsely stating in a credit or loan application that a CPN is a social security number risks violating federal law. Citizens should be extremely skeptical of any claims from credit repair services that ask them to use a CPN in place of their actual social security number when applying for a credit or loan. Do you understand? You cannot they can't say, hey, give us your social security number, and you put your CPN in there. You're also tricking the credit bureaus into creating a completely alternate profile for you using your name. And so you have this alternate identity. Even though you're still using your real driver's license and your real date of birth, and you have a driver's license, you're using a CPN as your social security number. And all those CPNs really are is social security numbers that have not been issued yet. They will eventually be issued. And anyway, I had this one article where it's an article about how this guy went in to buy a car, and the car dealership figured out he was using a CPN, and they called the police, and the police came in and they arrested him. They said, look, when I asked for a social security number, this is a social security number he gave me. Then he turned around and said, no, it's my tax ID number. I use that for my company. But then he couldn't provide that he actually had a company. Not that would have changed anything. Then he eventually explained that he had what's called a CPN, and he was using a CPN, which is illegal. And he was arrested, and he went to prison because obviously he'd done it a bunch of times. Now, some guys are going to say, I gotta drink this, hold on, I need coffee. It's so good. I got like Starbucks creamer. I put Starbucks creamer in here, Starbucks creamer. Some guys are gonna say, hey, yeah, but if you do it over and you make all the payments, it's perfectly legal. Let me be very clear. I explained this last time. If you borrow money under false pretenses, you've committed fraud. Now, granted, once you're arrested, or indicted, and you're taken, and they do what's called your pre-sentence report. And even most states have the same system. So they do your pre-sentence report. They'll say, okay, well, we're charging with like lying on an application or false use of a social security number, which is your CPN. And they're going to say, well, yeah, but he did borrow the money and he paid it back, or he borrowed it on a car and they sold the car and they recouped all their money. That's great. So you're saying, well, guys will say, yeah, but I didn't break the law because I paid all the money back. You borrowed the money under false pretenses. So what you'll get is you'll get a dollar amount and you'll get something called potential loss, which basically falls under the same category as actual loss. So you might as well take the money. That's really what they're saying is, look, just because you paid it back doesn't mean anything. Now, granted, you won't have restitution, but you still borrowed this money on false pretenses and you could have lost the 30 grand or the 20 grand. You didn't, but there was potential loss. And as a result, you're going to get hit for potential loss. Now, maybe you borrow the money and you buy a house and there was never really a potential for there to be loss. That it doesn't matter. You're still going to be charged with lying on an application, with fraud, with identity theft, with misuse of a social security number. Listen, they can just pile on the charges, and they will. They will, because you're thinking, oh, they're going to understand. I didn't know. Stop it. They don't care if you don't know. Nobody cares. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. Your intention doesn't mean anything. Oh, well, I totally didn't know, and I didn't. Trust me, that's not an excuse. Now I have to leave, and I have to go buy a box, and I have to go buy several boxes, and I have to buy packing material because I put up a video the other day of Ghetto White Boy, which is a painting I did. You should watch the video. I'll put the link up here. And within a couple hours, I sold both the paintings. There was 3 paintings. I'd already sold one before I even started it. And I did 2 smaller paintings. I sold both those. I made the box for one of them last night, and I don't have any more packing material. But this is right. So you can't see. There's a glare. So I have to ship this one. I have to make a box for that one, but I got to go buy the material. I actually have cardboard. I could do it, but I have to buy the packing material anyway. So I'm going to go there, buy that, and then I'm trying to come up with a way, go to FedEx and see what the biggest box they have and what the price is, and then I'm going to go buy canvases that fit in that box so I don't have to make the box. And then I'm going to figure out like a decent price for a painting, because I charge too little for my paintings, but I want to do it so that I do like 10 paintings, something that I can do pretty quickly and sell it. Because here's the reason I don't charge a lot for my paintings. Okay, one, it's helping me. Okay, it's helping me pay my bills. And 2, I have to sell the paintings fairly quickly because those videos that I put up, they'll get like 1,000 hits in like 2 or 3 days, and then they only get a couple of hits a day. So there's very little likelihood that after 2 weeks I end up selling a painting. So I need to sell them right away. And the great thing is literally this the Ghetto White Boy that I just sold. I sold that within a couple hours. I sold both of them, and then the next morning when I woke up, I had 3 emails for 3 more people that wanted to buy them. And here's the thing. It's like, oh, good for you, Matt. Okay, yeah, but it's not that. It's that, like, I want to give those guys a painting. Does that make sense? That's probably stupid, but like I would like to be able to really knock out a bunch of paintings that are reasonably priced. Like not everybody can afford $1,000 for a painting. And I feel bad because I have guys that are like, I really want one of your paintings. But if you're some guy who's got 3 kids and it's COVID and you're struggling and you can't afford to pay $700 or $800, for a painting. So I want to try and get a system set up, because even when I charge these prices, you have to understand that the paintings take days, and then I have to make a box that takes time, believe it or not, and then I have to. Then I have to pay for the shipping to ship it, and usually I charge the guys, but I have to drive down there. I have to, so even if it takes me 2 or 3 days to make a painting, it takes another day to package it, get it down to the place, to FedEx or the post office. So I like to try and figure out a way to do that so that I can knock out a bunch of paintings that pretty much anybody can afford. Like if somebody's like, hey, I really like your style, I like pop art, but I can't afford to pay $800 or $1,000 for a painting, no problem, bro. I got some paintings that are only going for, you know, $200. And that's why I want to do that. And I need to figure out some way to kind of what the most economic way for me to ship and not have to build a box, because it's expensive. Like if I can go just pick up boxes for free or for $1 or $2 from FedEx, then I need to buy canvases that actually fit in those big boxes that I can ship, and how much they cost to ship. Like if it's only so much, then I can kind of do a calculation and say, great, I can knock out this many and charge this much, and then it's worth it for me and it's reasonably priced for the average guy. I think I can get this video up today. I'm hoping that you can hear me. I'm in my kitchen. I can hear the refrigerator. These guys actually stopped. I haven't heard them yet. I gotta go buy some stuff. I gotta get back here. I have to do a Zoom podcast. And then I have to start another painting for somebody, for a guy I know. He wants like a big Marilyn Monroe, which was funny because he actually, he sent me this picture of Marilyn Monroe. Like he had done this, he had somebody did a painting for him. He's like, hey, what do you think about this picture? Not a painting, a picture. What do you think about this picture? And I was like, yeah, bro, that's pretty cool. And he goes, yeah, man, I had somebody specially do that. I was like, yeah, that's cool. I said, oh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna paint that. I got this big canvas for, it was like a 4 foot by 4 foot canvas. I'm gonna paint that. I said, yeah, I could do it real colorful, real pop art, and put a bunch of X's and O's, and yeah, I could do that. He goes, nah, man, I don't want you doing that. I paid to have somebody do that shit. It's my stuff, that's mine. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, that's like special. I don't want that thing out there. That's mine. I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't say anything. So I pulled the 4 foot by 4 foot canvas down, and I put up the painting, and I drew it out, and I painted it in like 2 days. And then I did the whole thing. I'll put the video in, I might put the video in this video. So I did the whole painting, and then I did a video of it, and I sent it to him. This thing, I keep getting these things. And then I sent it to him on a time lapse, and he sent me a text back, like it was exactly 10 minutes long. I sent it to him, and like 10 minutes later, he came back and he goes, you're a dick. So anyway, I'm actually gonna do that painting again for him because he wants me to do a painting. He bought a big canvas for me. So he actually went and got the canvas, and he actually went and bought all the paints and everything. You know, because it's expensive. It's not over the top expensive, but it is expensive. All right, listen, I gotta go. This is the best I could do. I feel horrible about this video. It's probably not a great video. I bought this I did get to use my little handy cam, this little thing. It's like a little tripod. It's got a little ring light right here, which is pretty cool, I think. Yeah. Look, I got a pop art channel. Please do me a favor and subscribe to the pop art channel. All right. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, wait. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put the video I did in here. So I'm going to put it up in here, and I'm going to run it. And you can see the video that I did of the painting, of my buddy's painting. And, you know, he'll get a kick out of that. All right. I'll see you. Check this out. that's it. So I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, share it, like the video, and leave a comment. Thanks very much. See ya.